Small dairies have a very positive impact. Small dairies that are diversified are very important in communities like this. My name is Darrel and Mosel. I farm with my wife Diane near Gaylord, Minnesota. We have a diversified dairy farm. We have about 45 milk cows with young stock. We also raise corn, soybeans, alfalfa, and small grains. When I grew up as a little boy, I always loved being in my dad's farm. We had just the best times baling hay and being a part of the animal operation that he had. And then after I went off to college, that was a nice time to get away from the farm, but I was so anxious to get back to a farm myself. And then of course when I met Diane, and she also grew up on a dairy farm, and it just seemed like a natural fit for us. Without her, I don't think I could do it. Michael just decided to quit his job and come farming with us. And so each day we share in the responsibility of the dairy. Smaller dairies oftentimes require a much more diversified cropping system. You have your alfalfas, you have your pastures, your grasses, and that helps to filter the water systems and protect our lakes. When Diane and I moved here, one of the reasons we chose Gaylord because it was just thriving. Every single farm had 40, 50, 60 dairy cows, or they had other types of animals. And there must have been at least 55 businesses that were thriving in that town. Had our own school, our own hospital. And so at that time there was, in my neighborhood anyway, maybe close to 200 dairy farms. Of course today there's maybe less than 10. When there was so many farms like ours, it seems like Gaylord had just a lot more prosperity. When Diane and I moved here, Gaylord had probably close to 50 different businesses that were servicing small dairy farms. Most of us would buy our farm machinery in a nearby store if we could. We'd also buy our clothes, our cars, our seeds, our supplies for repairing things, and we also would be encouraging folks to use our community schools, our hospitals. Now, of course, our schools are consolidated and we don't have a hospital anymore in Gaylord. And all of the businesses have disappeared. And it's because we don't have smaller diversified farms. Being replaced by very large farms means most of the money leaves the area, if not all of it. And the communities really suffer when that happens. Today, unfortunately, I want to say that a good part of my local community is struggling. And when these farms were more abundant, like this one, it seemed like we had a lot of business people that were doing well, and they were able to pay people that were working for them much better.
You know, I've had the privilege of talking to a lot of dairy farmers, including today. I had the privilege of talking to a really nice fella named Darrel and his wife. And, you know, the real truth is what I've heard from them and many others, which is that it's getting harder and harder and harder. Every price they pay is much higher. Every electric bill's higher, land price higher, taxes higher, everything's higher. How are they supposed to survive when all the prices are higher, but all the revenue is the same as it used to be? It's just unsustainable. And then when you hear about giant producers who are going to increase production, drive prices even further down, what it really means is that we're running small dairy producers out of business, which is not a good thing at all. So I'm concerned. It means that the rural economy literally thins out and gets weaker and makes it harder for everyone.
Consolidation of that level really distorts the marketplace in the sense that it puts a supply of milk that really is unnecessary, probably. Consolidation of this nature would certainly give very few people a lot of power to control the price of milk, for one thing, but how we treat animals, how we treat people that work for you, the quality of our milk. It's got to suffer at some point. We have to know there's a limit.
You know, the problem with corporate controlled big dairy is that it concentrates all of the resources of our society in only a few producers, which means that if there's a bad weather event or a disease or some kind of a problem, we're all dependent only on that system. If we had a more diverse system with many producers and many folks who are in the business of supplying food, including dairy and milk for us, then we'd have a more robust and resilient system so that if there's a problem in one place, it doesn't mean there's a problem every place.
You know, as a small-scale dairy, as someone who owns and operates, I have to say, I don't think I could have had a better life. Diane and I wake up every day, we're like as happy as we can be. And my son Mike and I talk about, you know, how are we going to make this work? Because I'm ready to slow down a little bit. And he, of course, is just all excited to work. And when we discuss it, it is difficult to know if it's really a good move for him. And I would think we would be able to have a policy that would address that and make that possible for my son and for all the other young people that want to farm. I don't think they agree with the way we're going with consolidation. I think they throw their hands up a lot and feel like there's nothing they can do about it. I think we could if we would just get together and agree on some policies that would work.